Have you ever wondered why the first Christians like St. Paul, St. Peter, St. James, and so on, have you ever wondered how they came to believe that Jesus is present in the Eucharist? I don't know if you have wondered why. Because, St. Paul was not just a Jew, but St. Paul was a rabbi. And in the Old Testament, the Jewish people were forbidden to drink blood. They were forbidden to drink any blood. But how come these Jewish people came to believe in the real presence? St. Paul once says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 16, "Don't you think that the bread we break is in communion with the body of Christ?" But how come St. Paul, a rabbi, came to believe in this real presence? For us to know the reason why these people believed in the real presence, we have to go back to the book of Exodus. What happened when the people of Israelites were in Egypt? After they stayed in Egypt for a long time, they cried out to God for help. And God sent Moses to them. And what happened? God said to Moses, "Go and tell my people, this night is going to be the end. This night, every one of you will leave Egypt. But before this happens, there is going to be a sacrifice. And that sacrifice is called the Passover." And the instruction God gave to Moses was that when the lamb is killed, the sacrifice is not going to be over until the lamb is being eaten. So, for the sacrifice to be perfect or to complete, they have to eat that lamb. It's not just killing the lamb, but also eating the flesh of the lamb. That is one reason why these people came to believe in the real presence. Because what happened in the Passover feast is a prefiguration of what happened in the New Testament. When the people of Israel left Egypt, they stayed 40 years in the wilderness. But we'll be wondering, what were they eating in that desert? God provided what for them? Manna. Manna was falling, but once they got to the promised land, the manna stopped falling. And do you know why? Because they have reached the place of milk and honey. We don't have any other promised land where to go. The people of Israel went to the promised land, but our promised land is heaven. And for us to go to heaven, we need this new manna. And we need this new Passover for us to get to heaven. And when we get to heaven, that is when everything is going to cease. There will be no sacrifice. There will be no manna, no Passover. And then St. Paul says, there we will see God face to face. We behold him as he is.